Well, good morning, or good afternoon, our Realtors family. How is everybody doing today? You're doing fabulous, right? I can hear you guys coming
Bless,
through
bless,
the
bless,
Zoom.
bless, bless,
Thank you
bless.
very much. My name, everybody, is Wabette Johansson. I am your third VP for CAREB, and we are here once again as we come to you twice a month for our CAREB Hour of Power. Now, what is the KRAP, you guys? Hour of Power. Twice a month, you guys, we bring you resources and tools for you to build your business. As you all know, we just came back from our wonderful convention down in Los Angeles. Did you guys have an absolutely amazing time down there? You guys and learned so much.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Carl. But you guys, when I was there, I think it was towards the end actually of the conference. I was actually visiting one of the booths, and right across was PNC. And I started to talk to some of their reps and Carl. They started telling me about all these programs, and I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. That cannot be true. And they were like, well, that is true. So I said, well, you have got to come on our hour of power and share this with our realtors family. So you guys get ready. I hope you guys are in a place you guys can take notes. I'm sure you guys have lots of questions, you guys, afterwards. But we have with us today Ricky Bradley from PNC, our rep over here in NorCal, California. And Ricky, we are so pleased to have you on today. I got my pen and my paper ready, Ricky, to hear all
You
about
ready?
the fabulous programs that you are about to let us know about, okay? So
Sounds
everybody,
good.
please give a warm realtors welcome to Ricky Bradley from PNC Bank. Welcome, Ricky.
Thank you so much. How are you? Can you hear
Fabulous.
me? You can hear me? All
Fabulous.
right, cool. I just want to make sure I'm not having no more technical difficulties. You know how this Zoom stuff can be. Well, hello everyone. I want to just talk a moment about our wonderful PNC community product. And this product is for those who are purchasing in Alameda and Contra Costa and San Mateo counties. We're offering 100% financing. In addition to 100% financing in those counties, we are offering a grant of 7,500. There is one catch, and this is a little unusual because most places, as you talk to other lenders, they will drive it by the actual qualifying income being low to moderate. At PNC, we can use either. Either the property can qualify, meaning if the property qualifies, you don't have an income limit, or you can use the income limit part. It doesn't make a difference. But if the property qualifies, then there's no income limit. For those of you who are looking at or have clients in the Sacramento area or San Joaquin County or Stanislaus, we do have grants available for them. We don't offer the 100% financing there, but we do have a $5,000 grant. One thing about our grants is there is no 1099 requirement. You won't get a 1099 at the end of the year like a lot of the other grants. It is actually funds that are just given to the borrowers. We're looking for, you can do it on a 1 unit or 2 units. We don't allow 3 to 4. And we offer it on refis, which is really different. We are offering this grant on refis right now as well. So if you had a previous client who wants to have us take a look at it, see if we can put them in a better rate position, then we can offer that on a refi as well. No cash out though, no cash out. What else can I tell you the highlights of this program are? They're really looking for a 640 minimum FICO score. The max debt to income ratio is 43. They don't allow short sales or foreclosure on this product. Bankruptcies they will look at on a case-by-case basis. They just want to make sure the borrower has established their credit and is on the road to doing well. What else? I'm just looking at my notes here.
Well, hold on. Now that you said bankruptcy, so they don't have
Sure.
to wait 2 years after the discharge
Now they are actually looking for 4 years for after discharge.
Oh, okay.
But some products don't allow bankruptcy at all, and we will allow bankruptcy. Just make sure it's seasoned 4 years after discharge. And let me see if I can find real quick.
What's the LTV again? The maximum LTV, and then there's a mortgage insurance.
It depends. Oh, great question. There is no mortgage insurance. Maximum LTV can be anywhere from 97 to 100. It just depends on where the property is located, what county you're in. So a lot of times what happens is I have folks that shoot me an email and say, hey, does this property qualify for your 100% product? And then I'll let them know if it qualifies or not. You guys pepper me with questions if you have questions. Feel free. Just jump in.
And I would imagine you guys don't broker out, huh?
No, we don't. We don't broker out, no.
Have those special programs for, or do you have a list, a chart? Other than those, I think you named off 3 counties. Do you have some sort of a list to cover you throughout Southern California as well?
In Southern California, we have mostly LA County, and we have the Inland Empire that we offer this product in some areas in the Inland Empire. So it's best. It's kind of hard to say which ones qualify and which ones don't without actually looking at it. So it's best that you reach out to me and get the information.
And what's the name of the product again? The program?
It's the PNC Community product.
The community. Okay. All
right. And then we'll offer it on single families, condos, manufactured home, PUD, or a duplex 2-unit. We'll offer it as a primary residence. You only need 1 month's reserves after closing, and the borrower has to have a minimum of $500 required into the project, into the process. Meaning, if they pay for the appraisal, that qualifies.
What did you say the name of the program was again?
PNC Community Program.
Conforming loans only?
Conforming loans only. Thank you for that. Great question. Which is $806,000 on a single family, or $1,032,650 on a duplex. And then on these loans, we will allow seller contributions as well, meaning we will allow seller concessions to pay up to 3% of the purchase price, even at 100%.
So you can go 100% financing and get 3% seller contribution with no mortgage insurance on a single family house, and you guys have a grant that could possibly be used to buy down the rate.
So I'll give you the perfect scenario, right? And just to give you an example of how this works. So I had a property last week in West Oakland. It was a duplex. It was $849,000. Basically, the borrower came in with $500 to close, and that was it on that transaction. What it allowed is on that particular property, because the property was in a low income census tract, the borrower was able to get into the home. We gave the borrower $7,500 towards their closing costs. The seller paid additional money towards the closing costs to zero the closing costs out. And on top of that, we paid a 1% buy down on the rate. So we gave them a permanent buy down on the rate. So their rate was, I think, 5.875 permanently on a 30-year fixed. On top of that, they had to come in with $500. They needed 1 month reserve. And then after all of that, they had no closing costs. Linnell, the minimum score is 640. So, I mean, you're welcome. So the product is a phenomenal product. The thing about the product, I don't know how long it's going to last. It is one of those get it while the getting is good, and just make the best of it. So, Carl, did that answer all your questions? Or did that answer your questions about that?
Yes, thank you.
Perfect. Perfect. And I will say that that doesn't go for every single property. You have to make sure that you call and check, or text me and check, or email me to check and make sure the property qualifies or something like that. I've had scenarios where the property didn't necessarily qualify for the 100%, but even if it doesn't qualify for the 100%, if we were doing an FHA or we were doing a regular conventional loan, say a 96.5 on FHA or 97% on conventional, we're still able to give you the $7,500 grant. I'll put my email in the chat.
And are there any other programs that PNC that you want to share with us as well besides that program? Any other programs you guys have?
So we offer pretty much the full gamut of programs that everybody else offers. This one is really unique because PNC is really investing and trying to create home ownership in California, where we know it's really expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to, and the reason why they're focusing on low to moderate income areas is we all know that home ownership increases the valuation of those areas. By giving folks the opportunity to buy in those areas, it brings up the whole neighborhood as a whole. So it really benefits the community. And that's what we call a PNC community program. The other stuff we do is, standard FHA. Now, on our FHA, we're very much, I would say, very much like a IMB or independent mortgage bank, in as much as we don't have very many overlays on our FHA. We go to, just like anybody else, we go to 56% DTI max. Our VA, we're the same. We don't have very many overlays. Our conventional stuff is basically Fannie, Freddie. Everybody has that. It's pretty standard. We do offer jumbo loans. A lot of folks don't offer jumbo.
And Ricky, you also go out, like if somebody is having an event, you actually go out and, represent and share about these.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, I think, I'm a community advocate for PNC and for first-time home buyers. And so the biggest thing is if you're having an event and you would like, me and my crew to show up and present, we are definitely able to do that. Just give us a call. We'll schedule it. We'll come out. We're big supporters of CAREB. We'll be there at the national convention in October, or the state convention in October. We were just at the national convention in LA. So, I mean, that's what we're really looking forward to, really embracing the NARRAB community and helping you all create home ownership.
Yeah, I was just sharing with somebody after I came back about. I said, I met this guy at NARAB, and he goes out to events, and he says, "Well, I bet I already know he's coming to my event." I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
You are out there in the community.
You have to be. I think you have to be in order to be a part of the community. And my office is based in Walnut Creek, but I have no limits as to where we will go to support you all if you all need the support.
Yes.
And that includes open houses. That includes, we have loan officers scattered throughout the Bay Area. So if you guys have any open houses that you want us to work with you, we can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We have loan officers willing to do that. So, just let us know.
So how many reps do you guys have in NorCal?
In NorCal, we have, I would say, I cover the East Bay and most of the central. I cover from all the way up to the Oregon border. So in that space, there's only about 40 of us. We don't have very many. On the peninsula, there's another manager, and he has about 30 to 40 on that side as well. So he covers San Francisco all the way down to Gilroy.
Okay. Good to know. Any questions from anybody? You guys, we have the fabulous PNC on for us. I know you guys got some more questions.
Well, Ricky, were you at the presentation you did for the realtors at the golf course?
Was I? Yes.
Okay. So well, Vet, some of us heard this great presentation.
Okay. Okay.
Good.
I was not at the golf course.
Yes, they did a really fantastic job. So a question I do have though. So
Sure.
okay, so when we get clients, do we just shoot them over to the website and have them? So I'm scared of losing my client off in these websites.
Yeah, don't do that, Karen. No, no, no. What you want to do is, I personally, what I like to do is, I mean, I've been doing mortgage for 28 years, and so what I personally do like to do is I like to have a one-on-one conversation with the borrower, um, and really walk through what their needs are, what they're looking for, and then once we determine that, then I like to pass them on to a loan officer, because it's not like they're walking in blind, and the loan officer, and I got to be honest, I don't trust all loan officers, especially with this particular group. We kind of deal with CAREB with kid gloves, I would be honest. So we want the handoff is proper. We want to make sure that the handoff is successful and that we really are able to, get folks into homes. We don't want people lost in translation. We don't want there to be so many things going on where I'm always the point of contact. So meaning, Karen, if you decide to send someone to me, you send them to me first. We'll get them going. We'll get their application going, and then I'll assign it to a loan officer. At that time, I'll continue to monitor the process and make sure that everything's going successful. So that way, if you have any questions or any concerns as we're going through the process, even with that loan officer, you can still come to me and say, hey, well, this may not be a good fit, or this may not be, there's some misinformation going on, and we can nip that in the bud.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
There's a
We
question.
all know that every deal right now is important. I mean, I think all deals are important whenever, but I think essentially right now it is very, very hard to get folks off the fence and to get folks, shopping and looking. And there's so much rejection that happens. And then there's the buyer fatigue, and then there's a seller fatigue, and everybody just fatigued right now. So I think it's important to make sure that we have the proper handoff.
Yes. The question is housing counseling certificate required for this program?
So good question. Let me just double check. The first time home buyer is not required. There is a landlord requirement, housing requirement, if you want to do a duplex, or 2-unit. So that part is required. I don't see that a housing requirement. There's a housing requirement for first time home buyer, or for home buyer education. I don't see a requirement for that.
So I will say, so it sounds like an amazing, awesome program. Since you guys have pushed this out, what have you seen as obstacles for people, or something maybe not going, because it's an amazing program. So is there like anything that you see that we need to be more aware of with our clients before we come to you?
It's the usual. I think that folks are not ready financially. Folks are not ready credit wise. I think that folks are, we had an event at the golf course, right? And then we had the event the next day for the consumers at Kingdom Builders Church. And there were 60 people in the room. Everybody was interested, but a lot of people just weren't in the right position, i.e. jobs or credit. So I think that, that's the first thing that has to be tackled is, are you truly in a position to say, I'm ready to purchase a home? Folks do this thing with their tax returns where they write everything off. Well, we can't do a loan like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With no net income.
Right.
I think that's probably the biggest obstacles. But I haven't, we talked to someone who was a gig worker. He had like 3 or 4 gigs, that he was working. That wasn't a problem because he had it consistently. He had 2 years history of it. So that's not an issue. You know what I'm saying? And the 2-year history thing is basically, we want to make sure, and this goes for anybody who underwrites or, does credit risk. The 2-year history for things is to make sure that borrowers are stable, because this mortgage is a 30-year mortgage. there ain't, it ain't gonna stop after 5. It ain't gonna stop no, it's 30 years. You in it for the long haul. So the banks want to make sure that if we give you a mortgage, that you're pretty stable mentally and physically and financially, that you understand what the ramifications are if you don't make these payments on time. And I think that's the bigger piece.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah.
Any more questions from anybody?
Yeah, you guys offer fully underwritten TBDs, HELOCs, and do you offer non-QM?
Carl with all the questions. I love it. I love it. Okay, Carl. So I'll start with the no's first. Okay. No, we don't offer non-QM. Most banks don't offer non-QM. So we don't offer that. We don't have an option to broker it out either, unfortunately, at least not right now. We are probably getting into the crypto space soon, which is very interesting, but not non-QM. Number two, yes, we offer fully underwritten approvals, and we prefer to work it like that because then there's no misnomers, there's no gaps, there's none of that. So yes, we offer fully underwritten approvals. And then there was one more thing you asked. What was that?
Home equity lines of credit. It's credits or
Yes,
HELOCs.
perfect. Yes, we offer home equity lines of credit. We do have a new product that is coming out very shortly, which will be home equity lines of not home equity loans, where there's a 30-year fixed option. So we have that coming out shortly. I think that'll be delivered by October. We'll have those ready.
We have a question on a duplex purchase. Will the rental income be used in the DTI calculation?
Absolutely. Yes. So on a duplex, we will use 75% of the market rents to qualify. If the property is occupied by a renter, then we would have to use that rental income that's being received and use 75% of that. But if it's 100% vacant, yeah, we can use market rents on that. I'm loving the questions.
Fabulous questions.
Yeah, I'm loving the questions. Yes, keep it coming.
Any more questions from anybody?
Well, if you do have any other questions, my email is there in the chat. Please take it down. Send me any questions you may have.
Okay, and you said the 2 counties in NorCal was Alameda County, San Mateo. Was there a third one, or was it was those 2?
It was Alameda, Contra Costa, and San Mateo.
Oh, Contra Costa. Okay.
Those all qualify for the 100%.
The 100%, and for the 7,500 grant.
Correct.
And then Sacramento and San Joaquin was 5,000 instead of 7,000.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Correct.
And then in Southern California, you had the 100% for LA. You said for LA County and Inland Empire.
Yeah. So LA County. Let me just pull up real quick because some things I just got an announcement. Some things just changed, and let's see what we just had a change this morning. So Santa Clara County does qualify for the 75%. I don't think it qualifies for the 100. Los Angeles, one? Santa Clara.
Okay.
Then we have LA County qualifies for the 75 as well. And LA County qualifies for the 100.
Okay.
Yeah.
100% financing in a high cost county. So if we got a $1.1 million limit, you do 100% financing there?
No, we're going to go to conforming limits. So it's going to be 806,500 on the 1 unit and 1,032,650 on the duplex.
And when you said 75, were you talking 75% LTV or what was the 75? I thought it was either
the
97.
grant.
Oh,
No,
$7,500.
the $7,500 grant.
Okay.
The grant, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Anybody else? If not, we want to thank PNC. I'm sure you'll be getting lots of calls, Ricky. I'll be calling you for some events. I do events all the time, so
Perfect.
would love to have you or somebody from your company come down to represent. As it says, it's an amazing, amazing program. Sometimes it's about just people getting ready, so that's because sometimes people just don't know, but they need to get ready. So
Yeah,
even having to be able to talk about that would be very, very important. So we thank you once
absolutely.
again for being on. I know I caught you at the last minute.
It's all right. It's
I
all
was not.
right.
I was not at the golf tournament, so I missed that part. So I appreciate you coming on.
No, my pleasure. It's great. Great seeing you all.
Yes. So once again, you guys, on behalf of CAREB and our Hour of Power, once again, you guys, we are here twice, the second and fourth Wednesday of the month. You guys, coming up though in October, we have our state convention, October 23rd. Oh, that's my son's birthday. October 23rd to the 25th. You guys, it's going to be in Sacramento, an amazing, amazing event. Everybody get ready. You should be getting your email very soon to register. It'll be at the DoubleTree in Sacramento. We have a great line. You guys have speakers for you. So you guys, California, please show up and show out for our once again our state conference in October in Sacramento, California. We look forward to seeing you all there. So once again, thank you guys all for being on.